So the other day when we were discovering Mistral Chat, we also discovered that it has a really good image generator. It kind of reminded us of Grok. So what better thing to do than compare Grok to Mistral? Now, one thing with Mistral is that if you want to use the image generator, you'll probably have to turn it on, because I have found that to be the case each time. Otherwise, it'll tell you that it's not available. So click right here, image generation, and then you can put in your prompt. A couple things we learned about Mistral is that it does have a maximum number of images in which you can create if you're using the free version. And we have noticed that it's done a really good job with people. So we'll start off with a photo of a model, and we do need to say a photo of a model because otherwise sometimes they'll just give you information about the topic. Just like Grok. Grok can do that too. And we'll use one of our favorite type of prompts, which is a model walking down a city street, this time with an orange dress and blue gloves, and see how it handles this image. And here we go. And I really like this image. Again, it's a little more illustrative than maybe some of the others that we have created. But when I say illustrative, not as photorealistic, but I do think it's a really nice shot. I like the pattern of the dress. She has blue gloves. I think it does a really good job. Now let's see what Grok does. And here we go. And again, as Grok does, they're often very realistic photos of people. Very real life kinds of people. It's not as dramatic. Grok's images are not as dramatic in terms of lighting. Again, these are just kind of like real people based off of your prompt. So I would say as far as not just photography, but I think overall Mistral did a better job. Next, let's do a little bit of food. A photo of a steak at a high-end restaurant with candlelight. And here we go. And again, we only get one photo. So let's try a few more in a minute because we know that Grok is going to give us 4. But let's see what the 4 photos that Grok gives us. And here are the Grok images. Again, I think the lighting may be better. These are what we refer to as kind of flat images. Here's Mistral. I like it, but let's see what happens when we have Mistral create 4 images like Grok does. And so I put in the prompt 4 photos of a steak at a high-end restaurant with candlelight, and yes, we got 4 images as requested. And there's just a little more depth to these images. I think overall that's really nice, interesting look. I think Mistral edges out Grok definitely in this one too. Now, what we've learned in this process is that there definitely is a maximum number of images, so we'll have to jump into a different account to finish out this video. Not that you really notice, but it's good to note. So next one, let's start with a photo of a mouse eating an ice cream cone on a sunny day at the park. And here we go. Well, this is very illustrative, much more what maybe DALL-E 3 would create. Maybe if we tried a few more, we would get photorealistic, but let's see what Grok does. Maybe Grok does the same thing. And here we go, and look at that. It's a mouse eating ice cream in a park on a sunny day. Spot on. Grok wins this one hands down. I don't even think it's close, unless you were looking for an illustrative kind of cartoonish photo, but you should have said that in the prompt. But again, the more that you give it leeway, more you give the AI leeway, the more assumptions it will make. But this one was right on. Next, let's go for landscape and wildlife. And let's leave the wildlife open to interpretation. A photo of a Montana mountain landscape with wildlife. And here we are. And again, it's very illustrative, once again with Mistral. So I like the landscape. I like the mountains, but it's not a photo. And I do put in there photo with the intent that we should get photos, and it has listened to that in the past. So Let's see what Grok gives us. And Grok gives us a nice landscape and a little bit more. Usually we would give the mood lighting to Mistral and the quality of lighting. But in this case, I say Grok wins the day. I'm not sure what's happening. It looks like a bear, but something's going wrong with it. The animals seem a little off, especially this moose. There's definitely something wrong with the moose here. But I do like the landscapes, and they are photorealistic. So I'm sure if you kept prompting, you would get a nice image with quality looking animals. So Mistral has been doing a really good job with people. And so I thought I would do one more with people. A photo of a male model this time. We've done a lot of female models. A male model on a mountain path wearing green gloves and a blue shirt. Let's see what happens here. And this is what we get, and I like it. Nice mountain path, green gloves. And, you know, even though the gloves are prominent, they're still in his pocket. It's obviously very much a model kind of person. Nice look, nice lighting, good feel to it. Let's take a look and see what Grok has to say. Well, we have a male model on a mountain path. An average looking guy, which is fine. This is what we would expect from Grok, a realistic person. But the lighting, not so amazing. Very flat here. Did I say exciting lighting? Did I mention what type of lighting? Absolutely not. But if we're going to compare, this is a very realistic kind of a shot that you might find on your family outing. However, compared to Mistral, if you're looking for more advertising, well then Mistral wins the day. But Mistral can also have a very realistic imagery. When it generates images, it's quite often a very natural look, something that you would expect to see. So overall, who wins? Well, I think that as far as depth and quality of photography, I give it to Mistral for people. However, for other types of images, I'm going to lean towards Grok. So once again, it often depends on the type of imagery that you're looking for, because it depends on how that model has been trained. And that's why it's always good to have a few models in your back pocket that you go to get the imagery that you're looking for. Let me know your thoughts. Which one won the day, Mistral or Grok? Put it in the comments below. And of course, let's talk more AI on the podcast every Monday, where we are two creative guys talking AI.